This was a great move, and we knew now. Everybody understands that Patrick Mahomes, with this kind of talent, is dangerous. For the last few years, everybody talked about Tyreek Hill, and okay, what do? You lose a Tyreek Hill, guy that can knock the top off of any defense, and you go back-to-back champions. That's what you do. You become back-to-back champions. Giving this man anything is dangerous.
Yeah.
Giving him somebody dangerous is really explosive. And Marquise Hollywood Brown has that ability. The Kadarius Toney ability.
He does.
He has that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that stop, move, on a dime stuff, real sudden movement, fast and quick. What they're going to do now is with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, that's the base of this offense. That's what it's been. That's what it will always be. But Andy Reid now takes the Marquise Brown. He takes the Rashid Rice, and he starts placing them in places and doing things with their skill set that's just incredible.
Yep.
On a football field. Marquise Brown in 2021, 91 receptions, 1,008 yards, and 6 TDs. That was his career high. He's going to blow those numbers away.
Yep.
He'll blow those numbers away. As you see Travis Kelce, numbers just doing a little bit because all the focus will go to him. Marquise Brown is getting ready. Hollywood's getting ready to really be Hollywood.
Okay.
All his years in the league, he had that moniker Hollywood Brown. He played okay, but he's about to really get Hollywood now with this quarterback. And that's not, I don't want people to take that as a knock on Lamar Jackson. We used to play with Lamar Jackson. He played with Lamar Jackson prior to Lamar Jackson getting in the system that he is in right now. Yeah. So, and it was more of a run central system, and they were added on to that as a passing game. Now he's the focal point in this offense that he's with Kansas City Chiefs, and you will see his talent really takes off because that talent that's playing quarterback in Kansas City. This was a great move for the Kansas City Chiefs, not just a good move, something that should scare the rest of the league.
So I hear what you're saying, but I'm trying to resist what you're saying because I'm bucking, I'm chafing at what you're saying because I don't want this team just to run away with it next year. And they didn't run away this past year.
No.
It took them a while because they led the league in drops. That wasn't Patrick's fault, but Kelce was hot, and then he was cold, and then he was hot again, and finally, at the end, he got crazy hot. But they, for once, had to go on the road to Buffalo and win a tight game in which the Buffalo kicker missed a late field goal. And then they had to go to Lamar, and I still can't get over it, but they pulled it out because somehow Travis Kelce was left in single coverage for the whole first half, and did he ever take advantage? What was it, 19-9 at halftime? And it just...
He was 13 for 13 in that game. I don't know, something like that.
Okay, but you and I just said, what are you doing?
Unfathomable.
Yeah, unfathomable. But it took that. And so I honor what the Chiefs did this year because that wasn't easy, man. That they had to climb. They had to fight. They had to scratch and claw to get where they got. Right.
And they moved the needle.
They did.
And they moved the needle. Yeah. I don't care what you thought coming in, because I thought, no way you're going to the Super Bowl with that this year. No way. And they dragged that right on to the Super Bowl.
They dragged it. Listen, the Super Bowl was a long, hard drag for them because I didn't think Patrick played great until overtime. Once they got it to overtime and he got the football in his hands, he was spectacular. Yeah. He was all-time great in that championship drive of theirs and finally hitting McCole. Okay, so I keep trying to say, is Hollywood really that dude? But in this offense, it just doesn't matter because at the end, Rashid Rice started looking like he was that dude.
Right.
He's a little bigger and stronger, and he was playing strong for them. At the end, he looked like he
but you can see now, though, Skip, where they're going.
Yeah.
They know. You talked about it. I sat right here and I told you guys, that's going to be a long, hard season for Travis Kelce. I told you, and they started beating up on Travis Kelce. And he's getting older, and as the season goes, that stuff wears down on you, man. I can't even tell you guys how hard that is. Because when you're getting double teamed and people are banging you up, you got to get banged up at the line of scrimmage, go run a route, catch the ball, then try to fight people. It wears you down. Just like a boxer, just keep body punching and body punching and body punching. Your body gets tired. And now they're retooling. They're retooling and right in front of you. They're not going to drop off with their wins, and they're still going to drop off with what they're trying to accomplish, but they are retooling, and this is retooling, because these are different type receivers. And Andy Reid's going to use all of them as an amalgamation to give himself another Tyreek Hill. Now, none of them by themselves can do what that Tyreek Hill does. But all of them together gives him a piece of Tyreek Hill that he's still putting on the football field right now in Kansas City.
All right. So Andy Reid is obviously a speed freak. See Tyreek, but now I'm going to remind everybody: Hollywood, coming out of University of Oklahoma, he ran 4.27. He's ran 4.27, okay? And Miko can fly, obviously, and Kadarius Toney, I don't know what his fate's going to be. Is he going to get out of the doghouse? But he can flat fly. And they're surrounding Kelsey, who, to your point, at run after catch, banging. But he seemed revitalized at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure he'll still be Travis Kelsey. So what have I seen from Hollywood? Okay, so I'm a University of Oklahoma fan because I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, so I carefully watched Hollywood for 2 years at Oklahoma. In his second year with Baker at the helm, I'm sorry, it was his second year. They had Mark Andrews, believe it or not, and they had CeeDee Lamb, and they had Hollywood, so Baker wins the Heisman, but look at what he's throwing to. And then, ironically, Mark Andrews and Hollywood both go to Lamar, and they are 1-2 in catches for him. In Lamar's, it was Hollywood's rookie year, but it was Lamar's MVP year. Well, Hollywood, of the wide receivers, led the team in catches and yards as the wide receiver. Obviously, Mark Andrews was a security blanket favorite target, and he had way more catches. It was 64-46. This was Hollywood's rookie year. So for 3 years with Lamar, he was really good. Then he goes to Arizona, and Kyler didn't play all that many. He played 11 games in 2022 with Hollywood, and then he played only 8 games last year with Hollywood. But Hollywood was so off radar that when I saw his name last night, I had to think twice, like, where's he been? Right? Oh, yeah, he's in Arizona. Well, out of sight, out of mind, right? And last year, he wasn't very good, but he could be a product of who was throwing him in the football. And so last year, Pro Football Focus ranked him very low down. He was 65th of 95 receivers. So he did not rate last year at all. But you think he's going to be completely revitalized?
I think he's going to blow the charts and blow numbers away in what he's done now. And you just talked about that growth. You know, he started with 46 receptions, then 58 in 2020. His best year was in 2021 when he had the 91 receptions, and then he was shipped off. He was shipped off. A lot of things went on in Baltimore, and they thought it would be better to move him. I was surprised at that time because I thought they were developing a great rapport together.
But he and Lamar are very close because they're both from your neck of the woods,
very close, very close. And that might be why they shipped him off. I'm going to just leave it at that.
All right,
you see what I'm saying? They say maybe we should split this up.
I understand.
Because they both are from Fort Lauderdale. And both worked out and grew up there together. But sometimes maybe you need to separate, let these guys go their separate ways, and they could do great things. And I thought Hollywood Brown would do pretty good over with Kyler in Arizona because you had that wide open offense and two speed guys. I thought they would do great together. But right here with Kansas City, oh my God, I can't wait to see it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Andy Reid's going to design for Hollywood Brown. You're going to see an incredible season from Hollywood. I can't wait to watch Hollywood, Rashid Rice, and McCole Hartman. They're going to be back in the top of all of that because when you put all of that together, you kind of get a Tyreek Hill.
Okay, so right here, right now, would you say they should be the favorite?
Listen, they got
does Hollywood put them over the top?
Yeah, you got 15. You got 15, and you just won. Like we just talked about, dragging dragging those guys were dropping balls. And people are talking about, well, he still won the Super Bowl. The brilliance of Patrick Mahomes was he played every play. Like, I can throw this ball to this guy and I can get it there, but it's 3rd and 3. I'm going to run and get this first down. You don't see those don't show up in the stats, but that's what makes him great. So, yes, this addition right here, Hollywood ain't gonna be dropping them balls like the Kadarius Toney did, you know. So you won't find any weakness. It'll be tough. This is going to be a tough out for anybody in the AFC this year.
All right, early on, I'm still picking Baltimore just because of Derrick Henry, but I loved them last year, and they got a home AFC Championship game, and I still can't believe they lost it, and I feel like Lamar's going to right the wrong of that game. So I'm going to go early on with Baltimore.
This was a good counter.
That's a counter. It's a counter.
Signing Hollywood Brown was a good counter to them signing Derrick Henry, you know, because it's going to cause a lot of run after catch ain'ts for whatever defenses you're going to have. When you put that kind of focus on Travis Kelce and this kind of talent running loose in your defensive secondary with 15 throwing the ball, that's going to cause some ain'ts on some defenses.
And by the way, speaking of growing your own and keeping your own, not that they grew him, but they kept Chris Jones, and it cost them $100 million, and it's worth every last penny of it to me.
Worth every penny.
Right?
You're right. I misspoke on something I said. I said the only other person we would have taken is Kristen Wilkins. Remember yesterday I said, if Jerry was going to stretch and get somebody, I'll take Kristen Wilkins. I misspoke because I would have taken Chris Jones, too. And if you got to stretch, I don't care. We'll go in the future money and give it to Chris. So what Kansas City did was right in keeping Chris Jones. And the talent is one thing, but it's the leadership that really you talk about. It's a different team without him. They lost week 1 last year without him, and when he came back, that defense took off. It's a whole different team without him.
And he made at least 2 big plays in the Super Bowl where if you don't make those plays, I don't know if you're...
You don't win the Super Bowl. You don't win the Super Bowl. It ain't crazy? Because remember, Aaron Donald did the same thing.
He did.
Those kind of guys, they step up and make those plays.
And finally...
I know you get on Michael Parsons about those same kinds of things.
Making the play.
By making those kinds of plays right there, win the game.
Yes.
That's what Chris Jones did. That's what Aaron Donald did when they got in those moments.
And they do have some other issue going on that I still don't quite fathom, but it's with L'Jarius Sneed. And to my eye, watching them last year, I thought he was the best corner in football. So now they have tagged him, but they also gave him the option to look for a deal elsewhere. And man, that's a guy I don't want to lose.
I wouldn't want to lose him either. I wouldn't want to lose him because it wasn't just what he gave you on the ability. I talked about Chris Jones giving you the right attitude on the front end. He was your attitude on the back end. He made that a physical defense. I talked about it. When I watched him, he jammed Tyreek Hill to the ground. That sets the tone for your whole defense.
It did.
So I'm watching that closely.
Remember the play he made at the goal line on Zay Flowers? It just changed the game. I don't know, maybe we're having a different conversation.
A whole different game. Knocking that ball out, you fumbling that ball is a whole different thing. You're absolutely right. And he played the whole year that tuned in to those little things like that and continue to make those plays where you say, oh, no, this is not just some happening. This is what it is.
Yeah.
He's that player. He's that guy.
That player, and now they are that team.
Yeah, keeping them is going to be something.
Woo. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.